The Board of Athletic Trainers meeting is convened at 9:02 on November 6, 2024. This meeting is being held in person and by MS Teams video conference and is being recorded. The recording will be posted to the internet for public viewing. I will now call the roll. Dale Isaacs.
Aye.
Haley Hay.
Aye.
Ken Takanaka. And there is no response. Jeff Kawaguchi, that's myself, aye. And Sean Robinson.
Aye.
Members, when you wish to speak, please state your last name for the record. Board members are asked not to use the chat feature during the meeting. The Health License Office asks that individuals attending through MS Teams keep your phones muted and your cameras off during the entire meeting or until you are given the opportunity to comment during the public and interested parties feedback period if indicated on the agenda. Public members wishing to speak must first sign in on the roster sheet available or email Josh Page at josh.page@oha.oregon.gov and provide your first and last name. Everyone is asked to use appropriate language, manners, and protocols when conducting board business. This meeting is now called to order.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. Board members, welcome. My name is Bob Bothwell. I'm the Director of the Health Licensing Office. And Chair, for today's business, we've already established that Ken's not here, so you don't have to continue to call on him when we go through and do a roll call. So, moving on to the first order of business would be the approval of the agenda.
So do I call for the motion?
You can call for a motion, or anybody can just speak up and make a motion to approve the agenda.
Dale, I think you're muted.
This is Dale Isaac. I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
This is Sean Robinson. I second.
Is there any discussion, amendments, concerns? Hearing none, I guess we'll ask for a vote. Is that correct?
You had a first and a second, and then if you can call roll and the board members that are approving the agenda can say aye.
Okay. Hang on, I got to get back to my. I'll now call roll for approval of the agenda in the minutes. Dale Isaac.
Aye.
Haley Hay.
Oh, did that not come off mute? Aye.
Myself, aye. Sean Robinson.
Aye.
Okay, the minutes are approved.
Thank you. The agenda. The next item on the agenda is Sean Robinson. Sean, if you take a moment to introduce yourself to the board and HLO, and we'll do likewise.
Perfect. Yeah, no, thanks for having me on the board. It's been a whirlwind. I've sat on a few committees, but nothing for the state. And so learning some civics, which I kind of didn't learn in high school, has been awesome and super helpful. But I'm a sports medicine, family medicine doctor. I work at OHSU. My clinic's at Gabriel Park, off campus, off the main hospital campus. I did my residency at OHSU and my sports medicine fellowship at OHSU. I'm also the team doctor for Lewis and Clark, and have done so for about, I think this is the 9th year, going on 10. I've been out in practice for 10 years and delighted to help this committee. So thanks for having me.
We're delighted to have you. Thank you very much. Chair, if you don't mind, you can go down your roll and ask the board members to introduce themselves.
Okay, well, I'll start. I'm Dr. Jeff Kawaguchi. I'm the program director for the athletic training program here at Pacific University. And if I'm correct, this is my second year, first term on this committee. Why don't we go to, next on my screen is Haley. Hey.
Hey, I'm Haley. I am the public member sitting on this board. I work in the tech industry and I'm just a fan of athletics, but do not work in the athletic field. And this is my second term.
Okay, thank you. Dale, Isaac.
Welcome, Sean, or Dr. Robinson. My name is Dale Isaac, and I work at George Fox University, where I've been one of the athletic trainers there now for, this is my 30th year at George Fox. So I know your Lewis and Clark staff quite well. Oh, and this is I'm not sure if I said it, this is my second term on the board.
Perfect. Was that all the board members? I lost track.
Yes, that was it.
Okay, and then Dr. Robinson, my name is Bob Bothwell. I'm the director here at the Health Licensing Office. I've been here 12 years after a 20-year career with the Oregon Department of Corrections, primarily conducting some sort of investigations, including internal affairs. We have someone here you'll be starting to get emails from. Next to me, we have Chrissy.
Yeah, I'm Bob's new EA and I just started like 2 weeks ago, so I'm new too.
And in the very back, who you get emails from regularly is Josh Page. He's been here.
Did you forget my name?
I did.
I'm Josh. I'm the board specialist.
And then in the far corner, we have Derek, who is now an analyst in qualifications. And then sitting in front of him is Trish Moll. She is an AS2, also in qualifications. We have Callie Zink. I don't know if she has a camera or not. She may not be there. And Ann Thompson.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ann Thompson. I'm the analyst for this board. And if you ever have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me or Josh. We're here to guide you and help you.
Callie, did I see you come off mute real quick?
Good morning. My name is Callie Zink. I'm a policy analyst at the office. I work mainly on our website. I update all of our forms, including applications that are available on the web. And I also do pre-reviews of some continuing education requests and anything else that Bob needs me to do. Welcome, Sean.
I will note that.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we also have Heather Foglesong.
Good morning. My name is Heather Volesong. I'm an attorney with the Oregon Department of Justice, and I provide assistance to the Health Licensing Office and its different boards and programs. Excited to be working with you today, and welcome, Sean.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Chair. Next item on the agenda is items for board action and meeting dates and chair and vice chair nominations, but we'll do one at a time. So we need everyone to please take a look at the meeting dates and see if February 12th, 2025 and November 5th, 2025, both at 9 a.m. work for everybody.
I have no issues. Those are fine.
Who was that, please?
Jeff Kawaguchi.
So if it does work for everybody, Jeff's the chair. He can't make a motion. So if it does work for everybody, or if we need to have any additional discussion, we can have somebody make a motion and a second.
Bob, what was the second date?
It is November 5th at 9 a.m.
Okay, yeah, both those dates should work for me, Jeff. So.
So someone
Yeah.
says we make a motion to approve. This is Haley Hay.
Yes.
I would second that motion.
And that was
Sean Robinson.
you. Chair, if you can call roll.
Yes. Okay. So we're looking for a vote to approve the meeting for next year, meeting dates and times for next year. Dale Isaac,
Aye.
Haley Hay.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. Jeff Kawaguchi, Sean Robinson.
Aye.
The motion is approved.
Excellent, thank you. Next is the approval of the 2025 chair and vice chair. So everybody is aware, Jeff's filling the role as the vice chair today, and besides if there's a need to reach out to HLO and other things that the chair does are basically what you're seeing him do today.
So can you remind us what the eligibility criteria is?
Be the chair,
Yes.
to be on board. Oh, you're a member of the board, any good standing, you can be chair. The only thing I see here is Dale is in a second term, which expires April of next year, and he's not eligible to reappoint.
So, Bob, this is Dale Isaac. Has Ken said one way or another if he would, prefer to stay on as the chair or to step down as chair since he's not here to kind of speak for himself?
I have not had any communication. Anne, have you heard anything, or Derek?
I haven't. This is Anne. But usually, this is one of those, well, you shouldn't have gone to the restroom moments where as long as the individual is going to be serving throughout 2025, it's always hard if your term ends halfway through. Taking a leadership position can be a little awkward. So as long as you're going to be here through 2025, you're welcome to elect somebody in absentia or somebody else can step up. It's completely up to you guys.
And does this require a motion and a second?
It does.
Okay.
So this is Dale Isaac. I'd like to make a motion that Ken Takanaka remain as the chair and Jeff Kawaguchi remain as the vice chair. If Jeff is okay with that.
So we've had a motion to keep it as is with Jeff as the vice chair and Ken as the chair. Is there a second?
This is Sean Robinson. I second.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded to remain in their current positions with Ken as the chair and myself as the vice chair. If there are no discussions, we'll call the roll. Dale Isaac,
Aye.
Haley Hay.
Aye.
I also respond to aye. Sean Robinson.
Aye.
The motion passes.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. Next item on the agenda, Chair and members of the board, is my report. And I'm going to start with the board membership. Since I've already discussed a little bit, Dale is in his second term and it expires April of next year, cannot reappoint. Jeff Kawaguchi is in a first term. It expires March 28 of 2027, and Jeff can reappoint. And Takanaka is in a first term as well. It expires August 29 to 26, and Ken can reappoint. Sean Robinson is in a first term, and it expires April 30th of 2028 and can reappoint. And Haley Hay is in a second term. It expires October 17th of 2027, and Haley cannot reappoint. Also, with regards to the director's report and board membership, there are some hyperlinks in the materials that you received, and it's trainings that are required once per term, which is the overview of boards and commissions. There's another one which is required annually. Actually, there's two that are required annually. One is the Information Security Training Foundations, and the second one is Preventing Discrimination and Harassment. And those are required annually. And then there's a Oregon Ethics Law Overview, which is optional, but I would highly recommend taking it. Any questions on board membership?
This is Sean Robinson. Do we get emails about those board trainings, or is it on us to?
So if you haven't taken those yet, they will be in the material. If you go to our website and go to Athletic Training Board meetings and open up the materials, those hyperlinks are in there. I don't know if we're letting you know, but I think Workday lets you know, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, Workday will send you notifications.
Yes, okay, thank you. Workday will send you notifications that your training is due.
Perfect. Thanks.
And if you don't do it, they'll notify us and we'll remind you. Okay. Next topic is licenses issued for this board. And since we have a few new board members, I will kind of give a quick overview that the state runs on fiscal years, and those are July 1 of one year through June 30 of the following year. So we are in Q2 of fiscal year 2025. That's why you're seeing 2025 on these reports. So in Q1, we had 15 new licenses issued and one in Q2. Licenses renewed, we've had in Q1, 165, and in Q2, we've had 18 renewed. Licenses by age and gender. You can see it for yourself that it is pretty good, diverse program with male and female. And we still have one individual between 74 and 81 identified as a female that maintains a license. The next slide is the volume trends. We are averaging 447 in Q2, but I would imagine that would tick up towards the 452 that you see from Q1 as folks renew throughout the year. Financial report for this program. The board is where they need to be. At, 466,000 beginning cash balance with bringing in 19,755. And revenue expenditures are 10,266 with the net operations of 30,000. and any cash balance. So the beginning cash balance and ending cash balance, which is 475,612, is right in the ballpark where we need to be in the event of if there's a huge case or something like that that requires a lot of DOJ help or other emergencies that may happen that this board would be responsible for. So we have a good balance and it's right where we need it to be. Any questions on the director's report?
Nope.
Okay. Next is the regulatory report, and I don't see.
Tramp is there. He's
I'm right here. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Trampus Shuck. I'm the interim regulatory manager, and I'm here to talk about the regulatory report. So as you can see on the regulatory report, we have a couple of bienniums showing up. The 2023 biennium and the current biennium, which is the 2025 biennium. So you can kind of see off to that kind of grid on the left. This is what I'm talking about. And for the 2023 biennium, we had received 3 complaints total. 2 of those are still open, but those are the ones that we'll be dealing with later today in executive session. The 2025 biennium, as you can see, we received 6 complaints, and all 6 of those are actually resolved and closed. And then, so I guess we have some new board members, so maybe I'll just talk a little bit about what is going on here with the regulatory in general and what you're seeing on this report. So with athletic trainers, I should back up. Regulatory for the Health License Office, we cover all of the 21 programs and councils and boards for everybody. Some of our bigger programs that have like inspections and things like that, we are actually we're going out and doing inspections in those facilities like cosmetology, body art, those types of things. Athletic trainer regulation is really based on, for the most part, complaints coming in. So if somebody has an issue or somebody sees an issue or we hear of an issue, then that can actually be triggered as a complaint. And that's what you're seeing on these reports. So, this board doesn't get a lot of complaints against athletic trainers. So that's really a good thing for the number of licensees that you have. But when they do come in, we kind of have to, they go through a couple levels of kind of evaluation. Is this a valid complaint? Even is this against an athletic trainer or somebody who should be one or potentially should be one? And it's kind of a low threshold for just opening it up and looking into it. If something on here is true that could be a violation of the laws or rules, then we're going to move forward with looking into the situation and starting an investigation. And we kind of test that theory as we go through the process as well. Are we still, we found out this new information. Is it still potentially a violation? Let's continue on. And until we get to the end, and then it kind of goes through another level of some administrative process. So what you're seeing here on open cases, that can mean a couple of different things. That could mean they're brand new and they've been opened and unassigned. That could mean they've been assigned to an investigator and the investigator is working on it. It could mean that it's in some administrative process after the investigation, like the investigator's done with it and has passed it off to me to review the report. So those kind of are all open areas, or it could be I've reviewed it and now we're waiting for the board to review it. The board doesn't have to review every case, but any case with really a potential disciplinary action or potential violation, we do have to bring that to the board and have you all look at it and then you help us with that process, as well as anything that may be feeling a little we're not sure about, if there's any kind of gray area or anything like that. So that's kind of what open means. Closed just means what it is. We've either closed it and it's done, or the board may have voted on it, or there's some pending disciplinary action that we haven't sent out. But once all that happens, it's on that closed side. There may still be some administrative process, some contested case process, like maybe the person's asked for a hearing or something like that. But we don't reflect that as open on the complaint for the purpose of this report. So on the next section here is complaints by type. You can see that over the years we have had the 2023 biennium, we had 1 licensing concern and 2 services provided. In the 2025 biennium, all 6 of those complaints that came in were licensing concerns. And so you can see for the grand total of what's going on there. And then complainants by type. So this is who complained. And anonymous would be that we don't know who they are. You know, the client, that's pretty self-explanatory. That's the person who is being, you get very, very few of those in athletic trainer where the client's the person who complains. And then 2, which that are other. Although I'm kind of, I think I didn't notice this on the report that 2 doesn't add up to the 9 that we've got over there. But they weren't clients. They were either anonymous. I think they were just other. Other can just be anything. It can be somebody else reporting. It could be another athletic trainer reporting it. It could be a school district or you know, a news organization. You know, it could be anything like that. So it's kind of a big catch-all. But that's what that would be. Does anybody have any questions about regulatory process in general or anything like that? Or this report or any of the numbers you see on here? All right. Well, I'll let you all get back to the meeting, and I will see you later in the executive.
Thanks, Trapper. Chair, we are on item 6, public interested parties feedback. You have a script for that.
Yes. Okay, at this time, the Board of Athletic Trainers will hear public or interested parties' feedback. Members of the public, please wait until you have been recognized. Once recognized, state your name and affiliation to the board for the record.
Russ Cagle, athletic trainer, retired. I have no comment. You guys are doing wonderful.
Thanks, Russ. Okay. And we don't have anybody online? Okay. That was that. Thanks, Russ. The next item on the agenda, Chair, is executive session. So we've got to do some electronic work here to get us moved around to where we need to be.
Okay, do I need to read this statement?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Record. Shut it off.
You have to read the script.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're ready.
Okay. The Board of Athletic Trainers will now meet in an executive session pursuant with ORS 192.6602F and ORS 676.595 for the purpose of considering information or records that are exempt by law from public disclosure at 9:31 on November a.m. on November 6, 2024. Representatives of the news media shall be allowed to attend the executive session. Audience members attending through MS Teams will now be moved into a separate breakout room, and audience members attending in person are asked to leave the room both for the duration of the executive session. Please continue to keep your phone muted and your cameras off. Are there any representatives of a news media on MS Teams?
No, Chair, and the public member has left the room.
Okay. Recognizing that there is no news media in attendance, the public will be moved into a separate breakout room for the duration of the executive session. We will return to open session before taking any final action or making any final decisions. Do we have an estimation on when we will return?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. So it is estimated that the board will return to public session at approximately 10 o'clock a.m. Please be aware that it is possible that the board's executive session might last longer than that time. If the public has any questions about whether the board is still in executive session, they can reach out to Josh Page at josh.page@oha.oregon.gov. And I believe we are now in executive session.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
The Board of Athletic Trainers will now exit the executive session and reconvene the open session at 10:40, so 5 minutes. No final decisions were made, no votes were taken in the executive session. The public will be moved back from the breakout room and representatives of the media will once again report all board discussions and actions.
So we're going to take a 5-minute break and
Okay.
then we'll come back.
And it looks like everyone is back.
Let's make sure Heather's with
Okay.
us.
All right.
Heather.
Oh,
there she is.
There she is.
Okay.
All right. So we'll do a quick roll call. Acknowledge that you're present. Dale Isaac.
Aye.
Haley Hay.
Aye.
Jeff Kawaguchi, I'm here, present. Sean Robinson.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. So the next item on the agenda is items for board action. And in case number 23-10626, board proposes to issue a civil penalty in the amount of $3,000 per violation for a total of $6,000. $3,000 is stayed provided respondent doesn't have any additional violations for 5 years. And the board imposes the cost of disciplinary proceedings on the respondent and delegates to the regulatory manager any informal resolution. So if I got that right, one of the board members can say so moved.
So moved. This is Sean Robinson.
And the second, please.
This is Dale Isaac. I second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. The motion has been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? We'll take a roll call vote. Dale Isaac.
Aye.
Haley Hay.
Aye.
Jeff Kawaguchi, aye. Sean Robinson.
Aye.
The motion is passed.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is other board business. Is there any other board business? Ann, are you with us?
I sure am.
Ken's not here, but he
Right.
was to bring up something in regards to virtual athletic training services.
Yes, Bob, would you like me to paraphrase his comments for the board?
Ken, or I'll read it to them, or you can read it to them. Go ahead.
Oh, no, if you've got it up, you go right ahead. I was scrolling.
Okay, so
Thank you.
Chair, members of the board, Ken, was today. Ken Takanaka sent us an email and asked that we bring to the board's attention the rise in virtual athletic training services. companies such as, I think the name's Hurt, and waive on health provided virtual athletic training coverage for events. This brings up public safety concern if athletic training is being practiced across state lines. I am not entirely sure how individuals providing these services would be verified or validated. Also, the practice of telemedicine is limited to having both the practitioner and the patients in the same state. My question is whether the term telemedicine applies to only billable medical consultations, visits, or any practice of medicine, athletic training via synchronous technology is considered telemedicine. So it's open for the board to discuss. What I can say is we've had discussions and legal advice with regards to telemedicine with other programs. So if the board would like us to work with DOJ and obtain some legal advice surrounding this, we can, and we can bring it back to you when we have it from DOJ.
Bob, this is Ann. If I might ask the other members of the board, is this something that you've heard of? Have you encountered this? Is this a rising issue? This is the first I'm hearing about virtual athletic training. And so I don't know how pervasive it is. And I didn't know if y'all could inform me a little bit on that issue.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the first I'd heard. Obviously, I've heard about telemedicine. I work in physical therapy as well, so I'm familiar with it. Ken brings up an interesting point. I don't know how pervasive it is. I don't know if anybody else has heard of this. But I would defer until the next meeting to find more out about it and research it and see what other precedents have been set by other health professions.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Personal experience, I've received emails probably in the last 5 to 6 months that I've mainly ignored. So I haven't looked deeply into them, but they've been from companies that are looking to provide virtual athletic training consultations. And so, yeah, I would agree that we kind of defer till the next meeting when we've got a little bit more information.
Okay, so just so that I'm clear, this is Ann, and maybe I'm a little slow. So do you want to, as professionals, kind of go out and do a little research on your own? Or is this something you're asking HLO to do? Is this something, are we to the threshold of legal advice? I'm just looking for some guidance from you're the experts.
I would say it's both. Let us do our own research, but we would like to know if this is an issue that's been countered by other health professions.
Okay, well, I know that telemedicine is an ongoing issue, and some boards, it's virtually impossible to do any kind of telemedicine with some professions, right? It's hands-on. Other ones, we have brought it up. So are you looking for, if we went down the legal advice route, what are you looking to have answered by legal advice, just so we can focus?
So I think one of the things that has been proposed to me via email is that there's an athletic trainer that is working, I believe, out of state. And they basically have, they solicit colleges, because particularly small colleges that don't have large staffs. I'm assuming they solicit high schools as well. And so if you have an athlete that needs a medical assessment, instead of your on-site staff doing it, it would be done virtually by somebody working for that company. And so I guess my question to legal is it legal for somebody to provide athletic training consultation if the athletic trainers out of state and not licensed in the state to athletes that or other active personnel in the state of Oregon that would utilize a traditional athletic trainer. Is it legal for them to do that?
Okay, so essentially practicing athletic training without a license via telemedicine.
Correct.
Did I capture that right, Sean, Jeff?
Yep.
Bob, did you have anything to add to that?
No, you're doing great.
Okay, thanks. Heather, do you have any clarifying questions? We may have lost Heather. Okay, I
No,
just
you
wanted to
didn't. I was just
Okay.
thinking.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that so that the question on the table is it legal to provide athletic training consultation? Because obviously I was just looking at your statutes and it says immediate recognition and treatment of injuries. I'm like, obviously you can't do that through a computer screen, but legal to provide consultation to Oregon athletes when practicing out of state via telemedicine. So if that's the question on the table, we can certainly send that out and do some work. And if you come across anything that'd be helpful, just forward that to me and I can put that on the agenda for the spring meeting. I don't know if the legal advice will be ready. I know Heather is extremely busy, 19 boards and programs, and we have cases and hearings, and it may take a while. So, but I will definitely bring anything I find to the spring meeting and we can further the discussion if that's acceptable to the board. Okay. Thank you all.
And I had no other questions on that issue. Thank you, Ann.
Of course. Back to you, Bob.
Thanks, Ann. Ann out in the field. Sounds like a news channel. So, Chair, if there's nothing additional, you can adjourn the meeting.
Okay, the Board of Athletic Trainers meeting is adjourned at 10:51 a.m. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
And
all.
if there-